Hello, I'm Owner 2K. I'm the writer and director and co-star of the movie Applesauce, which opens on video on demand, iTunes, and other online platforms on Tuesday, November 24th. I hope you'll check it out. In the movie, my character, Ron Wells, reveals the worst thing he's ever done, and it ends up having serious ramifications throughout the movie. So we thought it would be interesting to walk the streets of New York and the East Village and ask people the question, what's the worst thing you've ever done? Let's see what the answers are.
I think probably the worst thing I've ever done is lied about what I did for a living.
Oh, really? What did you tell people that you did for a living?
It was a long time ago. I told somebody I was a very successful stockbroker.
Yeah. And what were you actually doing?
Waiting tables.
I did a lot of graffiti in my time. I destroyed public property.
Sex in the church?
You had sex in a church. That's pretty good. How was the sex?
Wonderful.
Was it with a priest?
No.
She did something really horrible to her brother. What did you do to your little brother?
Oh my goodness. I hit his head to a toilet and then it was start bleeding.
You took his head and smashed it into the toilet.
It was an accident.
You accidentally took your brother's head and slammed it into the toilet and it started bleeding. What's the worst thing you've ever done? You mind telling us the worst thing you've ever done?
Standing in this spot right now.
I cheated on a boyfriend.
Oh, and what was the nature of the cheating? Was it kissing? Was it first base, second base, third base, all the way?
I am gonna withhold that
Withhold that
information.
information. Okay, so I'm guessing you slept with the person. What's the worst thing you've ever done? What's the worst thing you've ever done? What is the worst thing you've ever done?
Kissed my friend without asking.
Oh wow, you raped someone's lips.
Basically.
What's the worst thing I've ever done? Tried to jump into a river that I almost drowned.
What is another thing, worst thing you've ever done? Worse than that, something that's bad, really, really, really bad.
Talking to you?
Ma'am, sir, we're asking people on the street tonight a question that nobody wants to answer.
The worst thing I ever done, well, the first thing I've done is let go of my dreams and sold them to, just out of fear.
What is the worst thing you've ever done?
I stole from my employer once.
What did you steal?
Clothing. I am a babysitter.
Sir, ma'am, what's the worst thing you've ever done? What's the worst thing you've ever done?
The worst thing I ever done was...
hold on, stop right here. What is the worst thing you've ever done?
I slept with two sisters on the same day.
In the same day? At the same time?
No, like one.
That's not the worst thing you've ever done. That's the greatest thing you've ever done. Sir, what's the worst thing you've ever done?
Okay, what kind of a show is this going to be?
It's just for a promo for a movie that I wrote and directed called Applesauce, which is coming out on
The worst thing I ever did was write letters to a celebrity, and then they said that I was a stalker, and then they said I was unfit for trial, and then they put me in a psych ward.
Sir, what's the worst thing you've ever done?
The worst thing I ever done?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Okay, well, tell me the second worst thing you've ever done.
The worst thing I ever done, fuck my girlfriend, my homeboy best girlfriend.
Oh, why'd you do that?
Because she was sexy.
Oh, right. Did your friend find out?
All day long, caught us in the action.
And then what did he do when he found you guys having sex?
Well, what he did, he tell me, get the fuck out the house before he hurt me.
Did he hurt you?
Nope, I got the fuck out the house.
Were you naked or dressed?
I was with my underwear and my shoes in my hand, brother.
And then, are you still friends with him?
Yes, we still friends. I just seen him last night.
What about the girlfriend? Is he still with the girl?
Nope, kicked that bitch to the curb.
Oh, and that's pretty bad. So maybe the worst thing he ever did was kick the bitch to the curb. He didn't hurt her, I hope.
Because you know he didn't hurt her. What I mean by kick her to the curb, he no longer deal with her.
Did you end up dating her when she got kicked to the curb?
Fuck no.
Why is that?
Because all I wanted was a one-night stand.
Oh, that's all you were about?
I'm not about one-night stand, but sometimes, brother, you don't want to keep no luggage.
I hear you.
So you know what I'm saying? So what I do, I hit it and run.
Hit it and run. The worst thing you ever do is a hit and run. We're not talking about automobiles here.
All right.
It is Tuesday night, and you know what that means. I want to hear the worst thing you've ever done. If you're brave enough to share your story, please give me a call.